Welcome back, everybody, to the BSL. We just finished eliminating our first player. Sad to see Gosu Dark go, even though those games were so... Well, they were really interesting. I still don't know what I think about that final one. But Babo advances on to play the loser of our winners match, which is coming up next. It's going to be perhaps the games that you've all been waiting for. It's Trutacz versus DragOn. The winner of this matchup will advance on to the the playoff portion of BSL, and I cannot wait to see who is going to come out on top. I think both of these players looked really strong, and then also had some really uncharacteristically weak games. And I don't know what to expect, Nyokin, but I would still say maybe Trutacz is destined for success.
Yeah, I think Trutacz may have a slight advantage, but DragOn very good. So looking forward to this. I'm ready to see these two titans fight against each other. And I got a little bit excited when you said off. I thought you were going to finish it with the offline tournament. Maybe in the future that will happen for BSL. But yeah, I'm ready for this game.
Wishful thinking. No, a man can dream. One day when I'm a millionaire, I'll just pay for offline BSLs all over the place. It'll be like those Hanzo StarCraft tournaments where I just have $1 million and just go do something. But one day. All right, well, let's get into our first game. It looks like this series is going to start on Circuit Breaker, move to Eddie, and then finish off on Sylphid. So those are your maps for this best of 3. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into Circuit Breaker for our first game of our winners match between Trutacz and DragOn. All right, here we go. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. The map Circuit Breaker in the bottom left-hand corner in the yellow. This is our Protoss player, DragOn.
In the top left, we got the orange Zerg, Trutacz. Ooh, I got a little excited there. So those larva not being more, thought we were gonna have a 5 pull come in, but nope. Standard so far. Can we just expect standard play again, Rapid? We've been seeing it almost all day long. Really, the only person that's gone on standard is Gosu Dark, but he's gone now.
Indeed, he is. I would say game 2, Trutacz. Sometimes if he plays standard opener, game 2 he'll cheese. Well, maybe not cheese, but just go for an early aggressive build, aka anything that's not an overpool. I don't know what to expect though from DragOn, because he had some uncharacteristic struggles in his earlier PvZ. So I'm just, I don't know. I'm glad that we're really getting a chance to kind of feel out what the PvZ matchup looks like. Although we're not really, because some of these players play super strange styles.
Yeah, well, there's the overpool again from Trutacz, and we're gonna have a Forge expand again from DragOn. So these players really they love one build, I guess, so far. And we're not seeing something like the 11 hatch. We're not seeing the 11 hatch, 10 pool, 12 hatch, nothing like that. Everything just standard. Now, will DragOn build a Forge before the Nexus? He sees the overpool. I'm not sure if you can get a Forge before the Nexus. I think you have to build the Forge, but you can definitely get a Nexus before the cannon. That is what he's going to do. And will this pro block the drones? It looks like it will.
Yep, it's gonna get in there. Pylon block comes down. And
I don't think that blocks. Does it block? Look at
the... No, it's outside. It's outside the square. He can actually just build the... He can actually just build the hatchery.
I think he can build the hatchery. Is he? Does it block? Maybe
it's outside the square. I don't think that blocked, but maybe that's just me. I don't know. It was canceled anyway. It's a little bit of a delay. It's a little annoying. Oh no, it's not the end of the world.
Yep, so again, Trutacz, he's also building 2 links. Oh, is he going to deny the probe? This is great positioning for the links. Now he can deny it forever. So nicely done. DragOn going to be in the dark. Uh-oh, got to be very careful with this probe. Oh!
One hit, really? Oh, actually, he kills it before he sees if there's a lair or not. And I mean, not if there's a lair or not, but he kills it before he sees like the gas timing and really anything else.
Yeah, normally you're seeing that 230, 240 gas for Zerg. This time it's a 3-minute gas for Zerg to be a little bit more economical. And DragOn not sending out another probe just yet. But he definitely will send another one. He's got to confirm try to confirm what's going on. So what's his response going to be now that he's in the dark? It's probably, we've seen Stargate every single time from him. Well, we saw Citadel on Sylphid game, but I imagine that in the dark, you just got to go for the safe build with the Stargate Citadel.
I'd imagine that there's like some form of that, right? We just, in our last series, we saw this super cool, charge lot kind of attack, but I would imagine we're not going to see that this time around, just because Trutacz is going to play way differently than Bobo does. So, I think we're just going to get kind of right in there. I would just kind of note that with the Nexus finishing up right about the 4-minute mark, we should have both players in a super strong economical start. There's nothing that has tripped anybody up here, and so this should be a great way to figure out, okay, well, what's in store for us in the future of this series, because this is about as standard as it gets.
Yep, so watching this probe in the main, it's got to be a Stargate, gotta be. There it is. And we're just going to be paying attention to the Forge. When will it start spinning? We've seen DragOn go for a delayed +1 all day today, but that may have been a Bobo-specific build, going for the fast Archons. Maybe now's the time to go for the 7:30 timing. And what is Trutacz going to go for? We see Lair. This time, unlike the other Circuit Breaker game, he does not have a mid base or a other main. So he doesn't have access to 3 gas, so it's unlikely he's going to go for the Mutaplay, but that is a possibility. It's most likely just going to be standard 5-hatch Hydra. And there's the Citadel for DragOn, and +1 still has not started, so this is looking like, again, we could see DT play or another Archon timing.
That Archon timing looks sick, so I think DTs would be maybe a little bit more normal. Let's see. If it decides to take out that free Overlord in the middle near the Zerglings, then you're obviously not going to get quite as timely information. Or if it just goes straight across the map to see what's going on, it will be able to scout that it is in fact just going to be a 5-hatch Hydra play.
Yeah, I think he's got to go straight across the map, and no speed upgrade on the Citadel. It is straight Templar Archive. Again, you guys got to remember that these players are not able to see previous games. This is semi-live, so it's not like Trutacz was watching the Bobo games and saw DragOn go for an Archon timing. He doesn't know about it, and it is looking like that's going to be the same build. We've got the same +1 timing, about a 6-minute timing. Now DragOn does confirm that the Spire's up. He sees exactly what's going on. It is 5-hatch Hydra play with +1 range damage coming in from Trutacz, so a lot of powerful Hydras going to be coming out pretty soon. And the Evolution Chamber is going to probably give it away that he doesn't really necessarily have to worry about mutas.
Yeah, well, I hope that you're not stuck, or that DragOn isn't stuck in the I'm playing versus Bobo kind of mindset, because I don't think anybody does what that guy does. So it's definitely going to look a lot different. I feel like we're learning about PvZ, but are we really? Because some of these games have been super weird. But anyway, in the name of standard games, let's get into kind of what this could look like. There's this magical point in time where the Hydras move out, but how committed is this? How many Hydras are we going to just rally across there? Because, hey, there's still this DT that is heading across the map and could sneak in for some extra damage. Although it looks like all the bases for Trutacz are remarkably well defended.
Yeah, there's a little tiny thing that happened when the DT moved out. The wings moved at the same time, so Trutacz saw it, and because of that, he moved his Overlord in position to the natural. It was out of position. The DT would have gotten in, but he luckily moved it there, doesn't get in. Now +1 got canceled, and Trutacz is putting on the pressure on the DragOn pretty well. Halfway done, +1 timing. That's really bad for him. Also forcing out a lot of cannons. He's on 5-hatch Hydra, a 6-hatch in his main, so he's really committed to his Hydra play. Trying to jump on the Hydras, but there's just not enough. Even losing the Stairs.
He sacked the Corsairs to try to kill the Overlord, and then used DTs to bust out. But instead, he lost all the Corsairs, lost his Forge and Gateway, and now all he has is a few misplaced cannons, desperately trying to wait for Storm to kick in.
Well, I love this from Trutacz. He knows how much damage he just did. He also caused 3 more cannons to go up. He killed both the Stairs, may trigger DragOn, which are not units that are going to be attacking on the ground. And because of that, Trutacz has decided, well, I know you can't attack me just yet, so I'm going to take top middle, and we're going to again have 4 base Zerg versus 2 base Protoss. This time, Protoss is not in a good position because look at the supply. Trutacz is a hidden supply.
And Trutacz just does everything a little bit differently, or better. It seems he's got a sick contain going on. The DT is gonna try to slip out, and he does. Okay, getting that out on the map.
You know, it's crucial that DragOn gets something done with this 1 DT because the saturation at the 3rd base is perfect. Nat is perfect. Main is perfect. We've got 7 hatch Zerg. Also, the Queen's Nest is up. So he's not going to be lacking in the Hive tech that Babo was so desperately needing. And he's going to be on 4 base, so his econ is going to be amazing. Now this DT, where's it going to go? It's got to get drone kills, because if it doesn't, Trutacz is just going to slowly but surely just skyrocket in supply.
Yeah, like, I mean, Trutacz hasn't really faced any kind of hiccups so far. I'm just waiting to see the silent but deadly killer.
Look at the Overlord. It spotted the DT. Why is this Overlord just randomly there, sees it, and Ling's instantly responding?
Trutacz is just like, this DT could come from. Sees it instantly. Perfect defense. He's even got Overlord speed now, so, you know, good luck, Mr. DT.
Yeah, so DragOn is in a world of hurt. He's really going to have to make some magic happen with this big 8-gate timing he's got going for him. But that's really going to be probably his only, maybe like 1 or 2 attacks. If they're not super cost efficient, Trutacz is just going to run away with the game. The Hive is halfway done. What are his upgrades? He's got mass lurkers coming in. He's already got +1 on his Hydras. +2 is halfway done. And remember, DragOn lost his Forge. He's just now completing +1.
Oh wow, yeah, you're right. I looked at that and I was like, is that +2? I was like, no, it can't be. So yeah, that is just +1, finishing it around 11 minutes, which is, yeah, definitely not when you want that to be kicking it. But now, you know, the Zealots are pretty powerful, but I mean, the Hydras are, you know, pretty strong as well. So the Hydra's pulling back, regrouping around the Overlords. The contain continues. Can DragOn actually get this 3rd base up? Because look at how many more Hydra lurkers are coming in from behind.
Well, this could be dangerous because DragOn has 6 Templars. They all have full energy. Look how clumped those units are. Oh my god!
Oh my god, look at these lurker spines! A big storm does go off, so lots of damage to the lurkers and the Hydras. Okay, alright, make it stop. Oh my goodness, it's the rainy season. And DragOn storms his way to victory in that fight, but he's going to need a lot more storms where that comes from. Hydra's kind of trying to run over as much as they can, but these Dragoon numbers are super high. DragOn's macro must just really be kicking in.
Yeah, a decent amount of Hydras are left over, but DragOn traded pretty well. But the issue for him is Hive Tech's done, Adrenaline's done. We've got 7 hatch, he's got 2 evolution chambers. +2 is about to kick in for his Hydras. I mean, he does still have 4 Templars though, but Hydras are just so strong at this point, again, especially when they're supported with Adrenaline behind it. But DragOn did get his 3rd base up. He needs to start thinking about getting a 4th base though, but it's going to be so hard to take that base with Trutacz breathing down your neck like this.
Here we go. We're going to... Oh, sorry. I was just going to point out the High Templars coming in. We've got 7 storms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, like 6 or 7 storms here. So good luck being a Hydra or any Zerg unit in Trutacz's army.
And here comes the real army. Well, I thought it was the real army, but it's actually not that much. A couple lurkers, a few Hydras, The Dragoons, there's a lot of them. They're slowly killing all of the lurkers. A great storm. Been like 10 hydras. That might be the time for Dragon to double expand now.
Yeah, I mean, you can really get away with anything. There's not enough units out on the map to stop you. And actually, with Dragon just coalescing his forces and going, he might try to really deal a killing blow here. If he can take down the natural or the third, something like that, I mean, that would just be absolutely crazy. And he's got such a strong army with, once again, a crazy number of storms.
Well, this is going to be the moment of truth for Dragon because all of the Hive Tech units have kicked in. He cannot afford to lose his army right here because we see the production from Trutacz is crazy. And I think this is an overstep from Dragon. There's just not enough Adrenaline Lings getting on top of the army. There's no real Zealot support to block the Lings from getting on top of the Dragoons. The Storms are fantastic. It will keep them away for now, and Dragon is taking a 4th base. I think he needs to get out of the map, though. Like, I guess he's not aware that Hive Tech is kicked in, but this is a dangerous position for him.
Yeah, he's about to hit Swarm and Cracklings, and both of those do pretty well against lots of Dragoons in your army. Now he might actually storm these lurker eggs. Look at the Dragon. There's the storm on the lurker eggs, but will they actually hatch in time? No. Ooh, this is a scary place to go for Dragon. He is way out there on the map and might not be able to make it home.
Yeah, he's slowly losing his entire army. Meanwhile, Trutacz is just streaming Lings across the map. So this base, or this army, is going to get cleaned up. No, he's not even going to fight the army. He's going to go directly to the 3rd base. And look, what's there? There's 3 cannons. That's definitely not enough. The rally point is... The units that are at the rally point are out of position. He's scrambling to get over there, but once these cannons are gone, we have no vision of the lurkers, so this base is 100% done.
Yeah, no, there's nothing you can do here to hold on. I mean, maybe, I'm trying to think of the miracle hold. There is just no miracle that can hold that, at least not one that Dragon can pull out. So Trutacz smashes that 3rd base. He might actually lose everything here due to the might of the Protoss Armada kind of nipping at his heels here, but I think that's mission accomplished from Trutacz, shutting down that 3rd base.
Yeah, this isn't even really Trutacz's real army. He's waiting for +3. He's got +1 armor coming in. I think he's already got +1 on his Lings. No, he doesn't just yet, but he's got triple evolution chamber. He's taken top right. Now, Dragon's army is still strong, but again, it's just like in the previous game. He's got tons of Dragoons at a point where he had Mass Dragoons versus Lair in the other game. That was great, but now he's facing Hive Tech, and these Hydras and Lurkers have swept around the army somehow. Thought he's just going to backstab and kill the 4th base, but he's decided he wants to fight. Look at the Trutacz, huge flank coming from the top.
Oh my goodness, Trutacz is so good. Let's see how well this flank goes. He's got Cracklings, like we said, and +2 range Hydras. Here we go, engulfing Dragon's army out there on the map. But it looks like Dragon's army is still prevailing. He's only got +1 upgrades, but maybe that's the only one he needs.
Yeah, but the Lings are trading so well, and Dragon does flat out just doesn't have the production that Trutacz has. Dragon has 10 gate, which is a lot, but we've got 10 hatches with Darkswarm Ling Lurker. Goodbye, Dragoons. Plague also to top it off. Oh, he stormed his all units. Everything going down for Dragon.
Yeah, Dragon's starting to fall apart a little bit there. GG. Trutacz takes game number 1.
And that looked convincing from Trutacz. It was just standard play. The really only big moment, I guess, in the game was he sniped the Forge and forced out cannons. But other than that,
yeah,
it was just solid all around. So Trutacz looking very deadly.
Well, Dragon, I think he's got strong fundamentals, but he might not have what it takes to stand up to an amazing player like Trutacz. I will say that with the way that our trends are going today, we might just be in for a 3rd game here in this series as well. But I don't know. We'll have to get in and see what finds out the next. Or we'll find out what we see. Wow. Let's do a quick time check. 6:30 a.m. Ah, my favorite time of the night. The next map is going to be on In the Way of an Eddy, if I'm correct.
Yeah, In the Way of an Eddy. So very similar to Circuit Breaker. But yeah, I'm ready. Dragon needs to turn it around though, because that looked pretty dominating. And Trutacz, one game away from getting out in first.
Yeah. Well, without further ado, let's get into In the Way of an Eddy for our second game in this qualifying series. All right, welcome everybody to our winner's match in the upper right-hand corner. In the teal, this is DragOn.
And in the bottom left, we got the very strong Zerg player. It is Trutacz. That was great. It looks standard, but I have to say, we've seen a similar style in the previous weeks. If people remember, Baku Ryu was using that very fast hive play, and he almost beat a really good Protoss. I can't remember who it was, but Trutacz looked like he took that build in particular to the next level. It was a slightly later hive, but he was able to survive the mid-game push from Protoss, and with the faster hive, I mean, you saw the result. The Lings and Hydras just melted the Protoss army.
Yeah, obviously you want to hit maybe a little bit before that happens here. I was really impressed by all of a sudden looking over to Trutacz's face. He's got a hive, adrenalings, defilers coming out. And I'm just like, oh wow, okay, I guess you can do that. Because that game actually didn't have that many, giant moments. I guess we saw a couple of like fights, but that was once like all the 5 hatcheries were kicked in. And it is kind of cool to see the game kind of standardize more and more as we have the majority of Zerg builds are all overpools, and this is not going to be any deviance. So we're looking at DragOn and mix it up a little bit, maybe.
Rapid, we've got deviation. We've got a 12 hatch from Trutacz, and
wait, did he?
Got a gateway expand. Yeah, this is 12.
How did that happen?
And I remember in chat, people were talking about how 11 hatch 10 pool was a good counter to gateway expand. So I'm not sure how much of a difference the 12 hatch versus 11 hatch will come into play here, but from what I've been told, this is a pretty good opener for DragOn, I guess. Again, I'm not a Protoss player, but he sees exactly what's going on. He did a cross scout. This is so weird. You just get an instant scout with this cross scout. Somehow he finds him on the first try.
Cross scout. I mean, I guess. Wow, as if. I mean, I guess DragOn needed as much help as he could get. So obviously, scouting your opponent first is probably pretty good.
And we have to point out that DragOn I don't want to say off race, but he plays Zerg versus Protoss. So he has the ability to recognize that this is a 12 hatch. It's not going to be an 11 hatch. And because of that, you see his confidence sending the Zealot out. And it's going to get a little bit of damage done. Also behind this, Trutacz has gone for the 230 gas. It's not a 3-minute gas. But how much damage will this Zealot get done behind it? DragOn playing normal. He's got his Nexus before the Forge. Forge going down also, so he's going to be safe in case this Zealot gets insta-blown up.
What insta-blows up a Zealot, Nyokin?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, the probe does. Probe gets blown up, though. Oh, no!
Wait, what? Oh, wow. That's a total tragedy. Okay, well, now you just Hydra all in him, right?
Ooh, this Zealot getting surrounded. Probe is dealing a surprising amount of damage in the back. Zealot's still alive. Look at him. He doesn't care. Hit me.
But how?
I don't know. Hilariously, even though the Zealot didn't kill anything, that was a drone drill for, several seconds. That's a lot of lost mining time. And it was just for one Zealot and one probe, but that probe did die, so DragOn will be in the dark, but I think he's okay to be in the dark at this point because he saw the fast extractor. It looks pretty normal. I think that he's done enough damage, even though not killing any drones, that I don't think that Trutacz can necessarily go for 3 hatch Hydra buffs.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't expect him to go for that either, especially when you theoretically should have the advantage in a longer, more macro-oriented game. maybe he just kind of sees the writing on the wall, and it's like, okay, well, this is the build that he is ordained to use in this series. But like I said, I wouldn't expect it. Layer's already on the way. So now, what are we gonna see from DragOn? He's a little bit upset that he didn't get that +1 weapons upgrade last game, so he's gonna start that one off before we illustrate exactly what our future holds. And I think DragOn might actually just do like a pretty similar version of the same build.
This is going to be a pretty fast timing. Look at the +1. It's already almost 33% done. If we remember the Ghost to Dark game, he hit +1 a little bit faster than 730. I think it was about a 645-ish. And that's going to be similar here. DragOn will be able to get out on the map pretty quickly. His Citadel is a lot later than Ghost to Dark's, so he's not going to have the DT, I don't think. But so far, so good. He's going to put on pressure pretty soon. And +1, even if he doesn't have the 7 Zealots, if he has 5, it's going to deal a lot of damage. And what is Trutacz response? We've got Spire going down. It's a little bit later than normal because, again, that 1 Zealot in the probe did a lot of implied economic damage.
I mean, implied economic damage does that really count as economic damage, Nyokin?
Yes, economic damage. Sorry.
Okay. Well, the biggest thing to kind of keep an eye on is where do things get a little bit funky. We've got the 5 hatcheries coming down, or the 3rd and 4th hatcheries, or the 4th, 5th hatcheries coming down, rather. Excuse me. And here comes the first Corsair. So this is DragOn's big moment. He gets to fly around and say, okay, what's going on here? Do I have to hit the panic switch? And it looks like the answer is, I mean, no, for the most part. I'm looking to see if there's any reaction from DragOn, but I don't see anything that tells him what he should expect.
Somehow Trutacz has hidden these overlords. Now DragOn's going to find it, but really, this fire's still not done. He had an opportunity to kill several overlords. He's really only going to manage to get 1. So this was very clever from Trutacz to put these overlords in these spots. But Trutacz, he's got his 5 hatches going, his Hydroden's going down. He's got 3 bases. The 3rd one also has a gas, but here comes DragOn moving out again at that 7-minute mark as expected. He's got +1, so he's going to deal a lot of damage. And is Trutacz ready for it? He's got 2 Sunkens going up at top left, 2 at the natural. So it does look like he will be pretty safe for now.
Yeah, I'm glad you added the 4 now on there, because it is definitely a tenuous relationship that we have for peace here. See what DragOn can get done with his 7 Zealots running around. They are going to run right into the natural. And how many Sunkens are there here? I guess just 2, but it's still enough to push the Zealots away.
Yeah, but it has forced out some Lings from Trutacz that I don't think Trutacz necessarily wants to build. It's delaying his Hydra timing that much more. Now I have to point out here, Trutacz does have 3 gas, and there we go. Mutas are being built, just like on the Circuit Breaker game. Now, will this catch DragOn off guard? We see 2 Templar are already out, but he's not playing versus Babo, so we haven't insta-morphed Archons. So there's a real threat that Mutas could be what gets Trutacz some damage. And DragOn only has 3 Sares. He also doesn't have +1 weapon, so he doesn't have that critical mass of 5 to 7. This could definitely catch DragOn off guard. Here come the first few mutas. Unfortunately for DragOn, look, he's running and he's missing the mutas.
How is this so perfect? It's just barely out of range. Okay, well actually the mutas might need to kind of sync up a little bit to get all on top of each other, so they're a little bit more microable. But man, look at this location they're going to hit from. Just a perfectly kind of vulnerable mineral line. There's 1 cannon, but I think with correct micro, he should be able to actually do pretty well here. He's just going to fly across in on those. Where's his Scourge? 1 does hit. The second one's trying to hit. Oh, a Storm comes out, but I think it actually deals more damage to those Corsairs instead.
He just killed both of the Sares too. There's only 1 left, and these Templar, they want to storm, but if the mutas sit over top of the probes, he's not going to storm his own probes. So
well, you say that. Sometimes there's that reflex where you just go for it. Okay, that storm actually did kind of clip them a little bit, about half HP, but he's still going for it. Lots and lots of probes being picked off.
Yeah, and Trutacz has gotten to even supplies. Oh, he got that Sare. Nice control there before DragOn could even react. And how many hatches we got now for Trutacz? Still 5. He's committing to mutas because I don't see any Hydra upgrades coming in. I don't see an evolution chamber anywhere. So he's highly committed to these mutas. And DragOn behind this, there's no Sares being remade. It's just going to be another 5, 6, or 6 to 8 gateway timing. And we've seen what happens to Dragoons fighting mutas all day long. They just don't win. Here comes Trutacz into the main. Again, the Dragoons are out of position. There's no Archon here. He's going to pick off the cannons immediately. And this probe line's exposed again. It's going to get wiped out.
Yeah, there's nothing here. Okay, there's a Corsair. Is this the best Corsair in the game? No. No, it's not. The Corsair dies instantly. The mutas are killing everything. Did he just storm his probes again? Okay. I mean, he killed like a couple of mutas. But look at how many mutas there are here. This is like almost an entire control group, and he's just running around killing everything. Finally, I think he finds out that his job here is done. Oh, he's gonna get the next couple of High Templar. He does take massive damage to the mutas from it.
That was a great storm. Finally going to kill most of the mutas. Trutacz trying to make use of what he has left, but the damage has been done. He killed so many probes. Now DragOn, he probably recognizes that he's lost his econ. Well, he didn't lose that much now that I'm looking at it. Well, he did lose a lot, but he's resaturated his main. He's resaturated his main pretty well. But behind this, Trutacz has 6 hatches now. He's starting his Hydra production. But look at what he has left. I mean, there's not very... I was going to say there's not many mutas left, but he does have 11 or 15 more on the right side. But here comes DragOn. He's going to try and attack again. He's got a lot of Dragoons. He did blow a lot of storms. I'm not sure how many he has left, so that could be a factor in any big battle that they might have. Here comes Trutacz again. Is he going to counter the main again?
I think he actually is. Look at the avenue that he's taking to get into the main. It's just totally invisible. He just... the mutas come like a thief in the night, seeking to devour these probe lines. They just get right on top of it. I mean, sure, there's a couple of cannons, but they need way more than that. And I think DragOn just has to... He knows he has to go. You got to know when to hold him and know when to fold him. And he's just trying to hold on back at home while he attempts to fold the Zerg base. There's my poker analogy for the day.
Trutacz, look at this. He's got 7 Sunkens. He's got Hydrolings to buffer. He's secure everywhere. These storms have to be perfect because he can't waste any time dealing with the ground army. He's got to get on top of the Sunkens immediately. Here he goes. But is it enough? No, it's perfect.
Oh my gosh. Alright, I think it is actually just perfect. Exactly like you said, Nyokin. This is what perfection looks like. You might not like it, but this is it. Look at those rear storms to stop the flank from coming in. He just never stop. And I think finally he might be out of... Okay, you know, he's got one more. If I'm not mistaken, here come the mutas. There's an Archon morphing. How good is this last storm? Right on the Archon. So that's going to be a little bit more weakened. But so are the mutas. There's just not a whole lot of Protoss left here, and so I think Trutacz is going to pull ahead. GG, DragOn taps out, and Trutacz takes it.
Yeah, so Trutacz going to be the first one out. I think as everybody expected him to make it out. It was very nice. Man, it always sucks when... Like, Trutacz didn't even have vision of Protoss's main or moving out. He's just like, I'm going to move in, and DragOn happened to be out on the map, so... I feel you, DragOn. Unfortunately.
There's a little bit of commiseration going on there. Well, I think the muta play there, is this just like the new style that we're seeing? Do you just go mutas versus Protoss now? I mean, I think we got to learn a lot from Pabo, and maybe now Trutacz is the more refined version of that. I don't know. But we have our first player eliminated, our first player to advance in Trutacz, and now we have to move on to our final series of the night, and that is to decide our second player to advance. Will it be DragOn or Babo? And I Wait, this is a rematch of our first series, of our second series, right?
Yeah, it's a rematch. So
Okay.
yeah, I think Dragon won 2-1, right? It was not a 2-0 shutout, so both players
Yes.
it's going to be pretty close as expected. I remember I was saying Dragon Trutacz the favorite, but Bobo had a good shot, and maybe this time he'll win 2-1.
Well, the biggest thing for me is that every single game is just going down to the wire, and finally, we see the Trutacz say, "Okay, well, I'm clearly the player that's supposed to advance here." But when you look at the last two players, I don't know. Like their series, even though it was a 2-1, was actually so close that it could have gone either way. So you don't know, and the only way to know is to find out. So
Yes.
I guess we are going to take a short break and then get into our last series.
Yeah.
Okay, sick. I'm glad that finally, after 4 series, I finally figured out how things work around here. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with our last series of the night.